You ever have your morning coffee interrupted by a woman with a clipboard who thinks she owns your soul? Because that's how my HOA nightmare started. Picture this. I'm on my porch in Cedar Hollow. Sun barely up. Coffee steaming in my hands. Thinking maybe life finally cut me a break. Then here comes Belinda Hartman Blonde Bob. Designer shades. HOA president marching up my gravel driveway like she's got a warrant and something to prove. She doesn't say hello. She starts snapping pictures of my truck, my porch, even my busted woodpile. Next thing I know, she's calling the sheriff, claiming I'm a squatter. Yeah, that happened. Welcome to small-town America, where drama comes free with the property taxes. 15 minutes later, Deputy Tomlin shows up. I know him once fished my keys out of the lake. He looks at Belinda, then me, and I just hand him my deed. Tomlin barely glances at it before turning to Belinda. Ma'am, this land's not HOA. Been private since '85. You'd think that would be the end of it. Right? Nah. Belinda glares. Says nothing. Just slams her folders shut and peels out like she's in Fast and Furious suburbia. The next morning, there's a big shiny envelope stuck to my door. HOA letterhead. All official. Demanding I hand over a copy of my house key for emergencies. I nearly choked on my toast. Wrote, "Not your business," with a Sharpie and dropped it in their mailbox. But Belinda doesn't know when to quit. The following morning, there's a new sign right by my driveway. Property under inspection. Looks legit. I yank it up and toss it. Next day, it's back. We go back and forth, like kids fighting over the last swing at recess. That's when the flyers start coming. HOA-approved landscaping coupons. Notes about community vision. And even an anonymous letter asking why I don't want to join the future. I slap that one on my fridge with a magnet shaped like a base. Just when I think it can't get dumber. This kid in an orange lanyard starts taking pictures. Says he's a compliance intern. I ask, does that pay? He grins. Nope. I'm starting to think I should charge admission for the freak show. Then, out of nowhere, Ruth appears. Old gal. Moves slow, but her eyes are sharp. She tells me she knew my granddad and, between us, says the HOA's out of control, but not everyone's on board with Belinda's crusade. She even slips me a copy of the last emergency meeting notes, no quorum. Just Belinda and her two loyal minions. They basically invented a rule to take over my land, called it Emergency Requisition Protocol. Sounds like a bad action movie, right? And it gets better on morning. I step outside to find arrows spray painted up my drive and a laminated sign that says, "Welcome to Cedar Hollow Wildlife Viewing Area." My porch is apparently now Reflection Point Alpha. I call Tomlin again. Tell him I'm running a zoo now. He just laughs and says, document everything. And maybe call a lawyer. Now here's where things get wild. I'm out planting a blue spruce. Shovel in hand. Dirt under my nails. Suddenly, I hear, "Sir." Put down the weapon. I turn around. And there's Belinda with her HOA rent-a-cops, pointing at my shovel like it's an assault rifle. He's threatening the community. She screams. The security guards just shrug. Is this about a tree? And right on cue, Tomlin pulls up again. You got cameras yet? He asks. I nod. And we watch the footage together. Whistling Willie Nelson. Just digging. Then Belinda shows up, flailing her arms, whispering to her rent-a-cops. He'll break eventually. I'll force him out. Tomlin turns to her. Deadpan, ma'am. This is your second false report. Next time it's your turn. But Belinda's not done. Next week, she files another complaint this time. Says I threatened her with a gun. Cops roll up. Lights flashing. They check my porch cam. Just me. scratching my head, drinking coffee from a mug that says, "Not today." Belinda. Tomlin cuffs her for filing a false report. She screams, "You can't do this. I run this neighborhood. But the whole block's out there." Ruth leading the pack. And Tomlin just says, "Not anymore." And now for the twist turns out. Half the HOA board was sick of her too. Ruth and Cliff from the bait shop. Even that compliance intern kid. All start backing me up. They testify that Belinda invented rules, forged minutes, and basically tried to annex my property out of pure spite. My lawyer, Sammy, puts it all together, mails, photos, video, even Ruth's secret notes. We get to court, and you can feel the tension. Belinda in her gray power suit, jaw clenched so tight you'd think she was chewing nails. Sammy lays out the whole mess. Fake rules, phony votes, harassment, even the bogus community access signs. The jury barely needs to blink. Verdict: Belinda's found guilty of abuse of power, false reports, and HOA fraud. She's fined. Hit with community service. And icing on the cake, the HOA is dissolved. Ruth steps up as interim chair, and the whole place breathes easier. After all that, Cedar Hollow finally feels like a real neighborhood. No more flyers taped to my door. No more fake emergencies. Ruth bakes pies. Cliff brings lemonade. And the intern DJs at our potlucks. We even set up a neighborhood group chat for real emergencies, like raccoons stealing garbage or who's got the best brisket recipe. But the real kicker? A week after the verdict, a luxury SUV pulls up. It's a realtor, asking if the public access to my porch is still open for business. I just hand him a laminated copy of the court ruling and point to the new sign, "Private property, not HOA." He doesn't even finish his pitch before driving off. Belinda? She vanished in the middle of the night. Rumor is she tried to start another HOA in a different town and got voted out at the first meeting. Her nephew even brought over her old president's plaque and a cracked rubber stamp, like some kind of weird peace offering. I hung the plaque in my bathroom, right next to the cease and desist letter for a laugh. These days, I get to enjoy my coffee without anyone peeking over my fence. Every time I see that sign, "Private property, not HOA," I can't help but smile. But you know, out here, things can always get strange again. Who decides what's right or fair when community rules turn into weapons? Was I the stubborn neighbor? Or did I just stand up at the right time? Let's settle it. Drop your take in the comments. Ever fight the HOA and win? Or did the busybodies run you out? Tell me your wildest story about justice, community, or just holding on to a bit of peace. And hey, hit that like, subscribe, and let's make sure the porch sitters win for once.